What is going on, everybody? So I am back today to talk about a film that was released this year that ever since I saw the trailer, I was really excited to go watch this movie. Because every now and again, you guys know if you've been watching my channel for a while, I really love art house films. I love really deep dramas. I love goofy comedies. I love movies that are all over the spectrum of what film can be. But every now and again, I just want a simple premise, fun, enjoy yourself movie that's well made. But I saw the trailer to this film and it looked like it had the possibility to be that. And the movie I'm going to be talking about today is Sisu. Sisu is directed by Jalmari Helander. Deep in the wilderness of Lapland, Tommy Korpi is searching for gold, but after he stumbles upon Nazi patrol, a breathtaking and gold-hungry chase through the destroyed and mined Lapland wilderness begins. I saw the trailer for this a while ago. I think it was possibly when I was seeing Scream 6, maybe something early on in the year, and I was immediately like, this looks like my shit. And like a no-holds-barred, just action-packed, possibly schlocky comedy involving killing Nazis. And I was so excited when I saw the trailer for this, and I have to admit, this movie did not disappoint me whatsoever. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who went into this expecting a lot more, but it met my expectations and did it with a lot of flair and style in a way that I just thought was so incredibly enjoyable. So as the plot description states, we're introduced to Tommy at the beginning of the film. We don't really know anything about him at all. He doesn't hardly speak throughout this film. I think he says maybe 2 lines of dialogue the entire movie, and he's out with his horse and his dog, and he's mining for gold, and he strikes gold really early on in the film. And as he's leaving after he strikes gold to go back to the major city so that he can get money for the gold that he has found, he runs into a group of Nazis. And this is towards the end of World War II, when the war is wrapping up and the Nazis are losing. And when he goes by, there's these women that are trapped inside of this vehicle that the Nazis are abusing and taking advantage of. And you get introduced to all of these cast of characters that are within this Nazi group. And they let him go while he moves forward, and there's another group of Nazis there who aren't as kind to him. And the movie turns in to an action-packed hour and a half that honestly I blinked and it was over. And I mean that in the best way possible. This movie is highly stylized, it's entertaining, it creates this lore around this lead character that is so wildly absurd. You have to suspend your disbelief because he gets into some situations in this film that you just could not believe could happen to a real person. But I think what really elevates that is one of the girls that is trapped by the Nazis discusses him, and then the 2 Nazis start to talk about him as well, about how he is this person that served in the war that was essentially a one-man death squad. And so all of this like lore about him gets created because he's not speaking. We don't know anything about him other than he's wearing a wedding ring. We see him look at a wedding ring multiple times throughout the film. He has this dog. But other than that, we don't really know anything about his character. And I'm sure that, like, I read a lot of reviews online that people expected more. I'm sure there's people that probably wanted more of a fleshed out backstory. But to me, the ambiguity of it and kind of building how this guy got to where he is was far more fascinating, in my opinion. It just kind of let your mind go all over the place as to who he is and what got him to this point. And this movie's action is fantastic. Loved the visual effects in this. Some of the kills in this movie are absolutely gnarly. There's this scene that takes place where these Nazis go out to get him on a boat and he's underwater. Truly one of the wildest things I have ever seen in an action movie. Just so incredibly well shot. And that's one of the things there were a couple of moments during this that the editing was a little baffling to me, where it would kind of jump all over the place and I wasn't quite sure what was going through the editor's mind. But most of the editing in this is done in a way that really builds up tension and suspense well. And like I said, there's some really silly shit in this movie that's kind of like, okay, I have to suspend my disbelief because there is no way that a human being could accomplish some of the things that he is accomplishing. But if you can go into it knowing that it's just a goofy, fun action film, you're gonna have a great time. It delivers on every element that it displayed in the trailer. It even has like the Quentin Tarantino-esque like title cards where there's multiple chapters to the film, which is something that I think added a level of charm to the movie that really worked for me. And I honestly, like, this movie was just so much fun. It took me back to an era of action films that I really appreciated when I was a kid, where I could just sit down and watch a movie and have a great time, and that it has great storytelling and unconventional storytelling, because not giving us a whole lot about the character, but giving you subtle reveals through the film of little characteristics of his personality was really cool to me. I liked that method. I thought that it worked so well to the film's advantage, and it had one of the silliest endings that this movie possibly could have. And I don't have a lot more to say about it because it's just a blast. It's one of those movies that you just need to go experience. And if you are into over-the-top violence and engaging stories that are just like really ridiculous, you're going to really enjoy Sisu. So have you seen Sisu? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was an absolute delight. I had a blast with it from start to finish, and I look forward to revisiting it again sometime very soon. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.